Hello everyone, and welcome to Tormont's first ever virtual roadshow event. My name is Brian Davis and I will be your host for today's session. Today we're going to take a look at three very versatile machines who have recently undergone pretty significant changes. We're going to start off with the 315 GC small excavator, then we're going to go to the new D3 small dozer, then we're going to show you the 420 XE Backhoe Loader. So we're going to give you a walk around of each of the machines, talk about some of the features. We'll get up into the cab and show you what the operators will experience on each one of them. This is the new 420 XE Backhoe Loader. The 420 XE is our Performance Plus backhoe. It is the direct replacement for the 420 F2 IT that we've known for many years now. It comes with a C 3.6 engine, and it comes in either 100 or 110 horsepower rating. You can select either one from the factory. So it is the direct replacement for the 420 F2 IT, but for those of you who are familiar with cat backhoes, you're probably looking at this front linkage and going, but that's an ST linkage, a single tilt linkage. How can that replace the 420 F2 8-bar IT linkage? Well, the engineers have implemented sensors in this linkage, which allows the operator to do the same functions that they could with the IT machine in terms of parallel lift. If you had a set of forks on here and you were moving a pipe or a pallet load and you had to keep those forks perfectly flat, you can select that mode in the machine and the sensors will allow that linkage to stay flat as the operator lifts the loader frame up through the load range. The other nice thing about this linkage is, being an ST linkage, it's more robust, there's a lot less moving parts, and it has a lot better life expectancy than what the old IT linkage had. And with those sensors, there's also the ability to program kickouts. You can program an upper limit kickout, a lower limit kickout, a return to dig, just like we can in our wheel loaders. So a lot of functionality in there for the operator. The 420 XE has the new IT style front coupler, hydraulic front coupler, so you can switch attachments very quickly. You can take your bucket off, put on a set of forks or a broom or a snow plow or whatever attachment you'd like to attach. If it's a hydromechanical work tool, we have what's called twist to connect fittings. So no longer do we have those old style fittings where you're trying to push those lines together and there's pressure there and there's oil spilling out and everything and they're dirty. We have these new fittings which are twist to connect, so you just keep twisting those fittings together until the seal ring is completely covered over and you know that everything's nice and tight and sealed up and you're ready to go with your hydromechanical work tools. All right, the 420 is also, the XE also is a four-wheel drive machine. Just like all of our other backhoes, they're now all four-wheel drive. You can run them in four-wheel drive or you can select two-wheel drive. But one of the other nice things we have is you can select two-wheel drive with four-wheel braking. So what that does is the machine is running in two-wheel drive, but when the operator applies the service brakes, the four-wheel drive system engages. So the front wheels start to drive and it helps the operator slow that machine down under much better control. Okay, so that's two-wheel drive with four-wheel braking. The 420 XE also has a whole new design on the front end. The front hood has been sloped down a little bit more and the front grille package has been changed. It's a flip-up front grille. You can get in there and flip out the cooling package and clean that out very easily. Okay, there's also the angle of the front grille has been raked back about 5 degrees. So when you're in a truck loading or hopper loading application, there's much less chance of doing any damage to this front grille because it's tucked back out of the way more. So the front bumper will take any impact if you were to run into something versus the front grille. So a lot less damage to the front end in the long run. Moving along the side, one of the problems or one of the feedback we had from customers over the years on the F2s and the Fs was the batteries were located in the front underneath the rad. A lot of people didn't like that, so they changed that. Caterpillar's moved those batteries over here into the right side, into this compartment. They're down in here now. Your master disconnect switch is in here. Your batteries are in here. There's also some room in there to carry a grease gun, maybe a couple of grease tubes, and a nice little storage compartment there. So they've thought of making that much more serviceable than what it was previously with the batteries up underneath the front rad. Moving down along to the back of the machine, not a lot of changes on the back end, to be honest, from the F2. Our stabilizers, still the same as what we had before. With the flippable pads, we have the street pads. We also have the more aggressive dirt pads. You can flip those over very easily. We have the auto up stabilizers like we used to have on the F2. The operator just has to pull the stabilizer levers into the detent position, and the stabilizers will lift all the way up to the top. As soon as they get to the top, they'll kick out and they'll hold there. So same, that's carried over from F2, not a lot of changes there. The design in the back end of the boom and the stick, exactly the same as well as F2. The boom is that curved excavator style boom that we've had on our backhoe loaders for many years now, but there's been a major improvement here from the F2 to the new 420 XE. The boom cylinders have been upsized. You got about 15% more lift and much better productivity on the back end here compared to the old F2 series. So a nice improvement there from a productivity standpoint. The stick, this is an E-stick, extendable E-stick. This is a 14-foot dig depth machine. With that E-stick, you got about another 3.5 feet of reach. All right. All of our sticks are thumb ready from factory. They have the pin bosses there to attach a thumb. They also have the serrated edge here. Our E-sticks are fully serviceable in the field. This is one of the really nice features of our E-stick. With just a couple simple hand tools and about 30 minutes of time, when that stick gets a bit sloppy after many hours of use, you can remove the cover plates, pull out shims, put the shims on the outside of the cover plate, put the plates back on, tighten everything up, and you get that right back to factory tolerance. So a really nice feature of our E-stick is in-field serviceability. Like I said, a couple simple hand tools in about 30 minutes of time, and it's right back to factory spec. This machine is equipped with rear combi lines, so you can put rear hydromechanical attachments on, and just like on the front, we have those nice twist to connect fittings to make those changes very easy. Right now, this machine here is not equipped with a rear coupler. However, we could put two styles of rear coupler on our backhoe loaders. We could put a mechanical pin lock coupler on the back, which is mechanically actuated with a wrench that's supplied with the machine, or we can run hydraulic lines to the back and put a hydraulic rear coupler on this machine. It is a pin grabber as well. This one happens to not have a coupler on it, but it's something that we can always add on at the factory or here at the branch. So in terms of the back end, again, not a lot of difference from F2. The major change was on the front end with the ST linkage. And then the big change is what's up in the cab with the electro-hydraulic controls. So if you want to come with me, we'll jump up in there and we'll give you a look and see what the new cab is like. All right, so here we are in the cab, or as we like to call it, the office of the 420 XE. So a lot of nice features in this cab, some good creature comforts. They've thought a lot about the operator. Starting off, we've got a tilting and telescopic steering wheel. So for bigger operators, smaller operators, lots of flexibility here. This is equipped, the 420 XE is equipped with a power shift transmission. There is an option for auto shift. So this one has the auto shift feature. So that allows the operator to select the gear that they want and it'll automatically shift up and down as they need. All right. Lots of other good things, Bluetooth radio, you've got mirrors, you've got fans, a great HVAC system, but let's talk about the controls, because that's the big thing on the 420 XE is these new electro-hydraulic seat-mounted controls. So it looks kind of weird, right? We're sitting here, the backhoe controls are with me facing forward. So the way that this works is when I'm facing forward and I'm running the front end loader, my left stick is effectively dead. There's nothing in here in terms of hydraulics. The only thing I got is the horn. That's it. The right stick, when I'm facing forward and locked into position, becomes my loader arm stick. So I can run my loader up and down, tilt my bucket, dump my bucket, whatever. I've also got my thumb roller here if I had a hydromechanical attachment on the front. So a broom, let's say, I can run the broom with my thumb. Also have a forward, neutral, and reverse switch on this cane. So I can run this loader all from the right-hand stick and the steering wheel. Now here's the nice part about this. Lots of adjustability in this seat. We've got pods that we can slide forward if we have longer arms or we like to be out like this more. We can slide them back. Lots of adjustments there. Now, we're gonna go from front loader to backhoe. So what's gonna happen? Right now we're locked in the loader position. Our left stick, as I said, does nothing. When we flip it and we start to go into the backhoe position, as soon as we turn around, as soon as that seat locks back into place, now we're in the back mode and the backhoe controls turn on. My left stick is now active. I have full control over the boom, the stick, the swing, and the bucket. And these both of these controls, as well as my auxiliary functions. So just like a normal pilot backhoe controls, everything's there in my two hands. Now, we all know when we're trenching or we're using the backhoe, from time to time we need to reposition the machine. With a standard machine, we would reach over our shoulder and we would pull back on the loader control and lift the loader bucket off the ground. Then we would use the backhoe to push ourselves forward. Well, obviously we can't do that with this machine because we don't have a loader control anymore. It's over here now. So don't worry, because Caterpillar's thought of all of that as well. What we have is a mode we call dual mode. So we flick this little switch down here, and what that does is activates dual mode. So when we're in a trenching application like this, and we want to move the machine forward, all we have to do now is pull on the left joystick trigger. There's a little trigger on this joystick. Pull and hold that, and that activates my right hand stick to be like the loader controls. So now if I pull back, I'm going to lift my loader bucket off the ground. I'm going to let go of that trigger. That activates my backhoe again. I'm going to push down on my backhoe stick and boom and push the machine forward to reposition. Then I'm going to pull that trigger. Then I'm going to put the bucket back down on the ground with my right hand stick, put the loader bucket on the ground, release the trigger, and I'm back into digging mode on my backhoe. So Caterpillar has thought of this, and this actually makes the operator much more efficient than having to reach over their shoulder and do all that kind of stuff. Very easy to do. The other nice thing is you can actually, with dual mode, run this machine sideways. Caterpillar's thought of everything when it comes to the flexibility of being able to run the backhoe and the front end loader at the same time, like we would in a conventional backhoe. Lots of times we're digging, we're trenching, we've got to lift our bucket on the front, move ourselves forward, reset, put the bucket back down. We can do that with the electro-hydraulic controls very easily. All we need to do is press this little switch down here, which activates the dual mode feature. When we're in dual mode, all we need to do is pull this trigger on the left stick and hold it. When I do that, my right stick now becomes the front end loader again. So I can lift up the front end loader, then I can let go of that trigger, move my backhoe boom and stick to shove the backhoe forward, reposition myself, then pull that trigger again and push my loader bucket back down onto the ground. That's where dual mode comes into play. Let go of that trigger, now I'm back into backhoe mode again. So I can run that from the back, locked in that way, or if I have an application where I want to sit kind of sideways to see a little better, I'm trenching off to the side and I've got to have better visibility, I can do that sitting sideways in the seat like this and control both the backhoe and the front loader at the same time. So Caterpillar's really thought of everything when it comes to operator comfort on this machine. So now we're going to take a little bit better look out of the back of the backhoe on this machine. Back in the backhoe mode, one of the really nice features again with our backhoes and our cabs is our two-piece rear window. Okay, we have a two-piece rear window in the back which allows the operator to open just the top half and give him good visibility to what's going on, or very easily move the bottom half up into the top and put both pieces up above his head so it's completely open on the back side. So when the operator turns around, all they have to do is slide the bottom window up and then put everything up and out of the way, opening up the full back of the backhoe so they have perfect visibility and can talk to people who are working in the trench behind them, communicate, and it's nothing obstructing their view. So really nice feature of the Caterpillar backhoe, the two-piece flip-up back window. I'd like to thank you, our customers, for taking time out of your busy schedules to tune in and listen to what we had to say. Hopefully you got something out of it, and it was worth your while. If you want to look up some more information, have a look in that resources window and check out what's there on these 3 products that we talked about.